Would you say that traditionally you are quick to anger or not?
No, not at all.
What is your default like when something goes wrong? You're in traffic and the car cuts you off. You
cuss really loud.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Like in an angry way?
I don't know. How do you cuss non-angrily?
Well, with a smile.
How do you curse non-angrily?
I mean, like when somebody cuts you off, I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously.
What do you, are you, like within your social group or your family or your work group, whatever, are you usually the least person to get angry? Like everyone else is mad and you're like, what are we mad about? Or are you like leading the charge? Like, we have to kill this person before nightfall.
No,
okay.
I'm definitely like between fight, flight, and freeze. I'm a freezer.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah.
Good way to put that. Yeah. I'm more willing to exit scene than I'm willing, not out of fear, just like, I just don't want to do it.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything. I took care of a patient one time that got into an unexpected altercation over backing out of a driveway. They were in a driveway and they were backing out. Someone came out, they got very upset. And within 30 seconds, a person was permanently brain damaged because of it. And I remember, that was very early in my nursing career. And I just remember thinking like, there is nothing in that scenario would have prompted me to be like, we need to fight right now. But silly things happen so quickly because people get excited that I'm just like, I just would rather just leave the environment than like, I guess, protect my dignity. I don't know. But I guess I'm probably definitely not a freeze. I'm always going to have a reaction for sure. What about you, Jeff?
I was reading the paper. Sorry.
Yeah. Fight, freeze, or flight when an altercation occurs. You get cut off or someone confronts you or you get angry. Which
my who I am at my core that I'm trying to change is fight.
Yeah.
I would like to remain calm and I guess freeze.
Okay.
I don't know, not in a bad way. You need to integrate all of those things there, right? There should be there's an appropriate way to stand up for yourself, but not like a maniac.
Right. I'm just saying initial reaction. You're
taking I know what you want me to say.
You're taking your rings off. You're putting that hair in a bun. We're fighting.
when you get that feeling like somebody flips you off in a car.
Yeah.
Man, it's just, I want to follow him. I want to, it's not good.
Oh no. Have you, someone had asked earlier, as far as getting so angry, you just got to like break something, hole in the drywall type situation. On that, when we're putting a hole in the drywall, are we 0 is new puppy anger? Like, oh, we got a new puppy. Yay. Life's great. 10 is I can no longer see anything but pure red. Where do you fall on that 0 to 10 scale before a hole's going in the drywall, you think?
I mean, probably a 9 or a 10.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm slow to anger, but if you like make me really mad.
Yeah.
Like
we're tearing some stuff up.
Oh yeah. And it's like, you know, using really hurtful language and stuff. And then I feel bad about it.
Sure.
And then I cry.
Oh no. You just go through all the grief stages.
It's, you know what?
Wow.
It is what it is.
That's it.
You ever punched a hole in the wall?
No, because that would hurt my hand.
Yeah.
I've already fallen down the stairs.
Oh, that's not
and broke
good.
my foot.
Is that what that boot's about? That's
it
not
is.
for fashion?
No. I did bejewel it though, so
yeah, you did. I see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks good.
How long do you have to wear that? Because you had that at the conference in Cincinnati, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So I've been in it since the second week of August.
Okay.
I see the foot doctor tomorrow morning. He might be mad at me. He was mad at me after Cincinnati because I walked a lot.
Yeah.
And he's like, I told you, you know, little activity. I'm like, listen, bro. I mean,
What exactly is wrong with it? With diagnosis?
I broke my foot my first week.
Where at? Just
in my
right
house.
On the bottom? No, I mean like on your foot.
Oh, it's like the metatarsal, like that long bone, and it's like a million pieces.
Shattered
I've never
that guy.
broken anything in my entire life, so I just thought I had sprained it, but then I like passed out 3 times.
From pain?
I don't know. I just blacked out. I got a concussion.
I'm sorry. This is.
I mean, listen, I'm a very clumsy person.
Okay.
And it's really a surprise to myself that I have never broken anything before.
Yeah.
I sprained my ankle like a million times.
Yeah.
But I fell, and it was like 1:00 in the morning because I went downstairs to get a little snacky snack.
Sure.
And I don't know what happened, but then all I see is a bright light as my head hit the hardwood step. And then I'm on the floor like this.
Yeah.
And I call my husband. He's like, dead asleep. And I'm like, hey, Patrick. And he's like, what? I said, I fell. I don't know. And I thought I just had sprained my ankle. So I was like planning on to work the next day, but then I couldn't walk.
Did you yell upstairs or did you actually call him?
No. I didn't have my phone.
Oh, okay.
I yelled at him. I'm pretty loud.
Okay. Well, that's fine.
And then like he wanted to call the rescue squad, but I didn't have a shirt on and I didn't want him to see my boobies.
Oh, no.
Oh, wait. We probably shouldn't put that. Sorry.
It happens. You're in your own home at night. I mean, it's fine.
I know, but
so what happened?
So the next day I went to urgent care. They did the x-ray. At that point, I thought I still had just sprained it. And I called Ben.
Yeah.
And I was like, I might have broken my foot. And it really didn't hurt that much at that point. I think it was just like adrenaline. And then I went there like, yeah, you broke it. Here's a walker. So I had like an old lady walker.
Yeah.
But it was like magenta, so it was really cool.
I see.
Yeah. And I had to like hop around, and it was really hard for like a week. I was like isolated to my bedroom because the bathroom's up there.
I see.
My husband tried to make dinner, and it was...
Yeah. You had to.
We had spaghetti 3 times that week.
I see. Well, that's an easy one to make. But before we get too far, we probably should do introductions.
Yes.
That's they
That's
pay
what
me
any
just for
good
that.
show would do.
Absolutely. We've got some people wondering who is on the show today. Well, Jeff Stevens is here live and in concert. I'm here. My name's Aaron. I stop by the studio occasionally, but most importantly, our special guest today is
Rachel Brinkmeier.
Rachel. Welcome. And where are you from? What do you do at Village Caregiving?
I'm director of operations, and I'm in the Martinsburg office.
Nice. Who's in the Martinsburg office with you?
Ben and Casey.
Ben and Casey.
They're awesome.
Super cool folks.
Yep.
I hung out with both of them in Cincinnati. Casey and I got to meet a UFC fighter together. She was a big fan, and then she went right back to bed. She came down to meet him, and she sat for a minute. She said, okay, I'm going back to bed. And she did. She went right back to bed.
It was Dustin Poirier, right?
It was,
Was he pretty kind, took pics with you guys? And
he was
nice about it?
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. Dustin may or may not be a fan of the podcast. I'm not certain. Dustin was in the hotel lobby bar area. I was there kind of as a reception team for the folks coming in. Chris Atkins spotted him and said, I'm pretty certain that's Dustin. I searched his tattoos on Google, which is creepy, don't get me wrong, but it was the only way I knew how to do this. And he has a very unique tattoo, I think, behind his right ear, which was like the King of Hearts, I think, maybe.
Okay. You confirmed his identity.
Yeah, and I said, no, that really is his. So then Chris was like, let's just watch, and if he seems cool, we'll try to get a picture. We got down to it was just like 5 of us from Village Caregiving, him and his buddy. That was it in this area. And we're like, well, if there's ever a time, let's do it. Well, Chris had to go over and help someone at the desk. And I thought it would be cool because Chris kept saying like, hey, that is Dustin. That is Dustin. Yeah. That I could tell Dustin like, hey, well, it'd be cool if you'd be like, hey, are you Chris Atkins? Right? Because I thought that would be kind of funny. Like, recognize Chris Atkins. I thought that would, well, we didn't do that. Okay. Number one, we didn't do that. Then number 2, I nervously tell Dustin that story. And I got the exact same reaction that I just got from you guys.
You told him this? Oh, my God.
I know.
What? Why didn't you
Cringe.
I know. It was.
Okay, so anyways, to his credit, though, I did see a picture of him with Chris, and he looked cool. I mean, it seemed like
he ate 3 entrees while we were there.
Well, he's a fighter. He
ate 3 entrees.
Calorie intake up, I guess.
He did. He ate.
But he was nice enough.
He was super nice.
Okay.
And Casey came down and met him, and he asked him he was, again, I think my joke didn't land great, and I get that. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But he was actually there to shoot a podcast as well, come to find out.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I can't remember whose, but yeah.
So do you think he's a fight, flight, or freezer?
Oh, that guy murders people for a living, so...
I mean, that's in the ring, but in real life, you think he just
As soon as we said, "Hey, you want to take a picture?" He went. When people do that, they kill people for a living. So
that guy's got to be fight. And you ever wonder, like, how in the world they can turn that on and off? And sometimes they don't, and they end up, in big trouble because of it. But man, what a tough. Look, you see stuff like that on television, whether it's boxing or UFC. I mean, it could be even football to some extent, right? Your whole mentality to go in there and just be an absolute killer. Mm-hmm. What does that take from you mentally to then?
Because you got to get in the zone.
Flip a light switch and it goes away. Like, I just don't think it works like that.
I will say that when you meet people, so I met Lou Ferrigno in high school. Okay,
the original Hulk.
Yeah, massive.
Okay,
right? Dude was huge. Okay, Dustin, who I have watched in UFC fights, he's not like, if you see that, we'll post a picture of him and Chris. He's not massive. So everyone in there's looking at him, and our group look at him going, how long do you think I could last with him? Right? I mean, this guy murders people. So you're like, well, not very long. But you see him and you're like, well, he's not that much bigger. He's not, I mean, he can't be that. And so people's always thinking, I bet I could get him. I bet I could get him on the ground. You know what I mean?
Mistake.
Oh, huge
big
mistake.
When you're talking about a skilled technique like MMA, I mean, big doesn't have, it has something to do with it if you have equal-ish skills. But just some dude like me that's 6'2", 215, I'm in a fight little Dustin Poirier. Okay, he would tear my arms out of socket in like a half a second.
That's the concern, that he would take your arms off of your body.
Yes.
Yeah,
and choke me out probably with something I didn't even understand what was happening. I'd be trying to throw some dumb punch, and I wouldn't even know what happened.
These are all major concerns. What do you do outside of work besides like snackies and follies?
So I have a solid side gig. I am a vocalist, so I'll like sing at wineries and like at assisted living facilities. It's so awesome. Yeah.
When you say a vocalist, like what are you like
I'm a singer.
Okay. Well, like original songs, do you karaoke?
No. Well, okay. So I grew up a band kid, played trombone.
Okay.
I didn't sing at all. I like sang in my church choir or whatever. And then when I went to college, I went for music. And then I mean, I guess it just kind of came naturally. But when I started, I did karaoke like in my early 20s, And I was so nervous, and I would just shake, and I looked like I was having a seizure on the stage. And I was so nervous. But then I liked it, so I kept doing it. And I finally was able to get my voice. And so, so I've kind of done that.
Okay. Who is your inspirational artist? Who's your go-to karaoke?
Well, I wouldn't say that I have a go-to because I'm all over the place, but I think I draw inspiration from Linda Ronstadt, probably Patsy Cline, Stevie Nicks for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
She was just on SNL the other night.
Oh, yeah?
Yep, she was the special guest. I think they said the first time in like 30 years that she was on there. So
did she look good or did she look rough?
I can't answer that.
What did she have a re-release, or she put down new music, or what?
I don't know. I just saw that news article. I didn't watch it. I just saw. I report the news.
I got you.
Well, I think she did like put out a new song because I heard, I listened to a lot of different music, to discover new stuff. And there was a song that she did with, I feel like Sheryl Crow or something.
Picture.
And no, that was Kid Rock. Dr. Phil, part 2.
I don't know. I couldn't.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
So anyway. Yeah.
I know it's the 50th anniversary of SNL, so they're bringing back a lot of previous cast members and hosts and stuff.
I see.
Maybe that played into it.
It could have. I don't know. So if I called around Martinsburg and said, "Hey, what's she known to sing? What's her big hit?" What are they going to say?
Well, they're not going to know because I don't sing in Martinsburg.
Oh, where do you sing at?
I sing in Winchester. That's where I live. Virginia.
Okay. So if I called the Greater Winchester, Virginia winery and assisted living circuit, what are you known for? What's your song?
I do a lot of Patsy Cline at the assisted living because they love it, and like Elvis and all the old stuff. You know?
Okay.
Out and about, I do everything from I've done a Radiohead Creep.
Yeah.
I've done a lot of Stevie Nicks, some Patsy Cline, little this, little of that.
Okay.
You know.
Professional singer. You get employment and jobs.
I
to do
get
it
paid to sing.
Yeah.
And I just made my business cards. So I'm getting those on the 18th. And I got an Elsa costume. Well, it's kind of a makeshift costume, but regardless. So now
You're going to let it go?
Well, I am going to advertise myself to do singing telegrams too.
Really?
Oh, that's a moneymaker.
Yeah, you're just going to pop in and sing.
Whatever, to whoever. I don't even care.
So you sing at events, parties, weddings, maybe receptions, different
Funerals, whatever. I'm down for whatever.
How often do you get gigs?
I probably gig
God, she's in the
5 to 7 times a month.
Wow, that's a lot. A couple times a week almost.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I don't think Adele's putting up those numbers right now.
Gee whiz.
So, but I mean,
congratulations. That's a nice
it's huge.
business you got going for yourself there.
I don't have a business license, so don't tell anybody.
No, this isn't. We don't. This
Just
doesn't
report
air,
on your taxes.
Yeah, this doesn't air in Winchester. Well, that's huge. What are you going to name the business, you think?
It's Rachel B. Music.
Oh, I got what you're doing there. Mm-hmm. You spell music the regular way?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you never know. Throw a K in there or something.
No.
He's just trying to figure out how to spell music.
Yeah,
When you tell him.
yeah. Sound it out with me.
What's the B? The initial B?
Brinkmeier.
I know that
Because-
on your card it just says B.
Yeah, Rachel B. Music.
Yeah. You have your own equipment that you come and set up, or
Yes,
they
I
have
do.
Look at the one person stuff.
I think we should hire you at the annual meeting or something.
I
Would you
think
do that in
would be
front of
cool.
coworkers?
You know what, though? I also sometimes do karaoke with
Okay.
folks, too. So we could do karaoke. I don't know.
That's a good idea. We were just talking this morning in a meeting about whenever we have the meeting, like we just had in Chicago and Cincinnati. We're going to meet in Orlando in
Right.
December. And then next spring and next fall, there'll be more. We need to do a better job of creating events to go to as a team, because we have the agenda during the main day of presentations and stuff. But the night before, a lot of times it just kind of turns into disorganized. People
Chaos.
they try to go hang out together, but it's not organized in any way. It doesn't really take into account if spouses are there that much. We could do a better job of that and set up fun stuff, and like a karaoke.
That'd
Like
be
if
fun.
you gave like 3 different channels.
Right.
So I was just at a conference just like this where there were 3 options one day. For example, one was you could go to a car museum for people that are into that kind of stuff, and this was all transportation provided. Another was like a sailing afternoon cruise up and down the harbor, and then the third one was just basically a tour of the city, and there was like a palace there and different stuff like that. So we should do stuff like that.
Was your conference in Hyannisport? I mean, were you on the Kennedy compound? Where are you going to conferences at?
Bro, you don't even want to know where I was at. That was at our insurance meeting. I'm afraid to say it sounds too highfalutin, but I didn't have anything.
I started to say that wasn't available in Cincinnati. I can tell you that.
I'm not even going to say. I'm just going to let the listeners figure it out for themselves.
You said palace, so.
Well, you going to take some guesses?
I think the only palace that I can think of is Buckingham.
Wow.
But you probably weren't there.
It was not in London.
How was Charles?
Let me ask you some questions.
Yeah.
Have we talked about working?
No, not at all.
Okay, hold on a second. Talk about, so you work with Ben and Casey. Your day-to-day as a DO in that office, what do you spend most of your day doing? And really what I want to know is that an office where, because, the main people that listen to this are people in our other offices, right? And I've found that they're two main operating schemes come into play. One is everybody has very narrowly defined roles and they know exactly what their part is, and everybody's is different. And the other one looks like we all kind of know how to do everything and pitch in across the board. Yeah. I've seen both of them have tremendous success, so there's no right or wrong. But what is more the style of Martinsburg?
I would say that everybody kind of knows how to do everything. And so we make one of those we found out that like the Google Chat has tasks. So we started putting tasks in, and you can assign it to somebody, which is really cool. And then when we're done with the task, we just mark it off. So,
cool.
So yeah. that's kind of how that works. And it works out really, like, since we started doing that, it makes it a little bit more organized, which I like.
Yeah.
Ben's a great guy, and Casey's fantastic too. Your office is doing really, really well, right? How many hours a month do you think you're working now? Any idea off the top of your head? You need to go look it up. It's gotta be around 5,000 or something. Right?
Yeah, we're around that. I think this month's gonna look a little bit better because
October.
well, we have some stuff lined up. So.
Well, I think yours was the 9th and most recent office we launched in West Virginia.
That's right.
So you haven't been around nearly as long as some of the other ones. So in that little amount of time, you've done tremendous work. Hi, Ben. Hi, Casey.
Hey, what do you like about Village Caregiving that's different from your previous employers?
There's a lot of things I like. I like the fact that we all kind of work together and we're kind of a family, and management is present, but they're not breathing down your neck, which and so that I also have some kind of creative liberty to create outreach events and, order swag and stuff like that. So I really kind of like that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, was that enough work talk?
Yeah. You met the quota.
Now, let's get on to the real stuff.
Okay.
Would you rather take a social advice column or have me ask you some random weird questions? Your choice.
You can ask me random weird questions.
There was no doubt where she was going on that.
Okay, let me just ask you this then. I'm just going to ask you to cut the deck anywhere. Pull a card. Take a card, any card. Okay. What's the best accent internationally or within the United States, a dialect? Which is the best one?
None of them.
None. What do you like? Just people that can't talk?
I will tell you that my least favorite is the Boston accent.
Yeah.
And then New York comes in a close second.
Wow.
Okay. Wow, you're almost in D.C. up
Yeah,
there.
you hate
What do
New
you
York.
I don't have an
It's
accent.
200 miles
Do I
from-
have an accent? I don't know.
Keep talking. Say the first lines to the Star Spangled Banner.
Oh, say, can you see? I'm actually singing that at the Marines Ball coming up, which is pretty cool.
You have a little bit of one, but though I have to admit, I couldn't. I
Yeah,
can't say that I could put my
exactly.
finger on it real easily.
Exactly. Yeah.
A lot of people say the same thing about me.
Yeah, I don't think you have an accent. I think you don't. Sorry.
Me? Jeez, that's like the meanest thing anybody's ever said. That's
Sorry.
what did I say in Cincinnati? I was talking about how you can get the transcription service on a Google Meet to work perfectly, and I said even with this hillbilly accent I got, it's not like I'm not aware.
You said accent.
You know what?
Accent.
It's
Sorry.
Listen, I actually feel sorry for people that really get annoyed by the way I talk, so I try to clean it up a hair.
Yeah.
Because I can't be mad at them because I'm like that. I will not listen to a podcast or enjoy some announcer on a sports game, whatever it is, just because of how their voice sounds. I just can't help it. So
Yeah.
I'm 100% aware the people listening to this have the same exact reaction to me. All I could say is, I'm sorry. I didn't ask for this. I can't help it.
Yeah.
And please bear with me.
So Kate Winslet is British, right? But she has a really good American accent. I'm just saying.
Yeah. You think, okay.
And listen, your accent's not bad. At least it's not park the car, and khakis.
She's really going in against Boston. I feel like
Sorry.
Australian's my favorite. I mean, it's just so fun.
Crikey.
Yeah, they're just so fun about it.
Oh, I wanted to tell you because I meant to say
no.
when I was sitting in the audience,
Yeah.
for the last podcast, and you said crocodiles in the bayou, and crocodiles are not indigenous to the United States; they're indigenous to Australia, so they would be technically alligators,
Gators. Yeah.
and they're
Okay.
completely different.
Well, that was the weirdest thing about Maggie and James's story, though. That it was a crocodile, and it turned out I don't know where it came from.
Yeah.
It was imported, kept as a pet.
Well, that's happened all over Florida.
Yeah,
it was there.
Florida.
Yeah.
It adds a layer of mystery that we
The
don't even
whole
get.
onion is so confusing in all of this. Poor James and Maggie.
Rachel, because I can tell that you're going to have absolutely no qualms about answering any of these questions, I'm going to ask you rapid fire.
Okay.
I don't even want an explanation unless you're compelled to give one. Of course,
Okay.
of course you can.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, answer and I'm going on.
Let's move on.
What is the worst state?
West Virginia.
If I had a time machine, I would
Disappear.
I want to win a lifetime supply of...
Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
What movie do you basically have memorized?
Super Troopers.
Where is the craziest place you've ever fallen asleep?
The waiting room of an ER.
If you could legalize one thing right now, what would it be?
Legalize?
Which means it has to be illegal right now.
I don't know. Can we come back to that one?
Okay. What's the best sandwich you've ever had?
I really like Dunkin' Donuts used to have this, okay, listen. It was like sun-dried tomato and it had pesto and mozzarella cheese on it, and it was the bomb. And they didn't bring it back, and I was so sad about that.
My favorite hype song is?
Enter Sandman, of course.
Do your best accent.
Hello, my name is Jeff.
I love it. Okay, pull up a cool/funny/weird photo on your phone and explain the context.
Well, I don't have my phone. It's in the other room.
What might you find on there if you were going to pull it up?
Me holding a baby possum.
And how did that come to be? Explain the context.
Okay, so my last job, I was a housing case manager, and one of the things that I ran was these transitional housing for homeless young adults. And on my way into work, which again was in Martinsburg, only Martinsburg. So on my way into work, one of my clients had called, one of the girls who was living in the unit, she called me and said, "Miss Rachel, I know it's early, but there's a creature in my bathroom." And I was like, "A creature?" And she said, "Yeah, I think it's a possum, but I don't know, because my brother-in-law said it might be a rat."
Okay. Well,
I said, okay.
Yeah.
I said, where is it right now? She's like, "It's in the bathroom. I closed the door. So when you get here, we can explore together." So I went there, and I didn't know what I was expecting. So I get in there and open the door, and it's just this little baby possum, probably about, I estimated it to be about 12 weeks old. And it was between the toilet and the window, like the wall window, window wall, whatever. And I was like, "Oh, I think I could just pick it up." So I just picked it up. It was a girl. I named her Joey. And she was super cute. I sent the picture. Well, all right. So I got a picture of it. I sent it to my husband, and I didn't say anything else. All he said was no.
Yeah, you're not bringing it home.
No.
Yeah. Once you pet him, you want to bring him home. I don't know why.
She was super cute, and I just was waiting for wildlife management to call me back to tell me that I had to put her down. And I just kept her, and she like put her little head on there, and then I gave her a little kiss and put her down.
Like on the ground.
Yeah.
Okay.
Little Joey.
Little Joey. Oh. Yeah, I was sad. I don't know how she got into the bathroom though. Like that was really weird.
That is odd. And you just put her back outside.
Yeah,
and just probably
put her with the trash with her peoples.
That's what they love. Well, that's fun.
Yeah.
Probably super happy.
Super happy she was hanging out with me.
Yeah, a little Joey.
And in the trash can. That's the playground. Well, you're done with all the questions.
Okay.
Unless you want to come back to what you would legalize.
Oh.
I can only assume that it might be to legalize assault and battery on a guy that talks like a hick.
No, I'm not a violent person.
Okay.
You're all right.
Any answer?
I wish it was legal to wear a mask while you're driving.
Wear a mask? I think it is. What kind of mask?
No, like just like a weird mask where you could just look over at the person next to you and be like, and just freak them out.
I see.
That'd be so awesome.
I think you can do that.
I don't think so. Well, I know in Virginia it's not legal.
To wear a Halloween mask while driving?
Yeah.
It's illegal.
I think so.
Virginia's pretty tough on drivers all the way around.
They are. Not a fan.
Can't speed, can't wear a mask.
I speed all the time.
How many tickets do you think you've got in the last few years?
I've only gotten one. My last one was like 3 years ago.
It's pretty good.
It was like
It's
in
a long
Loudoun
time.
County. Oh,
That scared me to death.
How many times do you think in your entire life you've been pulled over? And I don't want to roughly how old are you? I'm not trying to put you in a
I
body.
am.
You've
I'll be
been
40.
driving?
I'll be 44 next month.
Okay, we're the same exact age. I'm 43 also.
Okay.
How many times in your life have you been pulled over?
Like 4 times.
Oh, that's nothing.
Yeah, I know. I'm a good driver. I drive like grandma.
I was pulled over 3 times before I was 18.
Well, have you ever heard some of his stories? He was out there vigilante hunting down people that tried to rob a gas station.
Really?
Yes.
Like Dog the Bounty Hunter?
No, like I worked at the gas station. I hated when people would pump and run, and I felt like I was somehow credentialed to pursue them. No matter what, when you're on the phone with the sheriff's department, they're saying, stop pursuing. I'm like, well, then we won't catch them. And they're like, why do you keep saying we? You have no authority. Stop.
This is totally true.
Yeah, 100% true.
Do you
I can
remember
take-
that you watched South Park and then Cartman, like, he was like, respect my authority.
Yeah. Yeah.
Were you like that?
No. I don't know. I just didn't want them stealing gas apparently. But yeah, that was, I was tagged in an email that included you two in it.
Uh-oh.
And this email somehow, without me being involved at all, ended in you challenging Jeff to some type of sing-off and you accepting on this podcast.
Of course I
today.
said yes. I say yes to everything. It's a joke. She's a professional singer. I'll tell you what's more interesting than that. Would you like to sing something to promote Rachel B. music?
That's
And-
what I was
Sure.
thinking. Let's get some vocals going.
I mean, obviously she's going to win a contest.
Well,
I've already embarrassed myself enough in life.
Well,
Do we have to do-
you were in a whole band and stuff. Like, you did recording
Okay,
stuff. That's pretty
garage
cool.
rock and roll band from 20 years
But you
ago
did a
versus
music
current
video.
professional singer.
I noticed, like, in your video, you were really kind of eating that mic, man.
I do get up on that mic.
he does.
Yeah.
He does like a close mic.
Right, Austin? That's how we do it in the biz. What's your favorite song to promote Rachel B. music?
Yeah.
I was trying to think of a good one on the way here.
Yeah.
And I had one, and my husband said, "Don't sing that one. That's a boy song, and people don't like it when girls sing boy songs." I was like, "That's absolutely incorrect," but whatever.
What song was it?
It was the Garth Brooks song.
Yeah. Now we're talking. Keep going.
It wouldn't bother me any to hear a girl
Yeah.
singing.
You
Garth
ready?
Brooks. Yeah.
Hold on, I gotta get my.
Which song is it? Or is it Surprise?
She's Every Woman.
Oh, that's a great song. Yeah.
How much? Okay, so we're gonna pretend it's like American Idol, okay?
Yeah.
And you can be Simon, and you can be
Oh.
Paula Abdul.
Okay.
Okay.
That's where I would go as well.
She's sun and rain, she's fire and ice, a little crazy, but it's nice. And when she gets mad, best leave her alone, 'cause she'll rage just like a river. Then she'll beg you to forgive her. Oh, she's every woman that I've ever known.
Wow. That was
Thank
great.
you.
It was great.
Holy smokes. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, you're hired.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Let's do something at the meeting. Would you be cool with that?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
She's
great.
so shy. Are you sure?
Listen.
Well, I want to be polite about it, but man,
What would we have done if she was horrible? Just now.
we would have still been polite about
What
it.
if
Yeah.
you were one of those first round candidates on American Idol that your family never loved you enough to be like, this isn't for you? And you got on here and we had to somehow work through no, that was really good. That was, I mean, we can't do it at the annual meeting, but then we start coming up with.
Okay, let's get into character.
Okay.
She's just saying, no,
Yeah.
that was fantastic.
Well,
Yeah,
Thank
you
you.
did amazing.
Obviously.
Yeah.
But let's pretend.
It was horrible.
Right. Now, I'm going to say ready, action, go.
Wow.
I'm going to say ready.
God, that is one of my favorite Garth Brooks songs. I'm a huge Garth
Action,
Brooks
go.
fan. Have you ever seen him live? Wow.
Just completely not even touch it.
You've not seen him live?
I have not.
Oh man, it's like a 10,000 person karaoke event. Everyone knows every word, to every song, and it's so much fun. That was so. How dependent upon the side gig are you?
You're still in character, right?
Well, okay, Jeff, if
I've
it's
lost
you,
track of time.
it's fine. We have all the time in the world. Okay,
Okay.
so Jeff, let me pass it over to you. You just heard that.
And I'm pretending.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Give me.
And go. So Jeff, let me pass it. Heard that.
Commend you for
you got some range there. A couple of pitchy moments in there.
I got to commend.
We can iron those out.
I think
you got some range there.
With a little
couple of pitchy
in there,
moments in there, but we can iron those out. I think.
Wow. Okay. So yeah,
I got to put a little bit of truth in there because I just can't.
You can't sleep at night.
Yeah,
not me. I tell you,
but I would
it's
try
amazing.
to be like build you up.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, like you can get there.
How, when you say you do karaoke with other people, have you had one get up and they're just horrible and you're like, I'm not letting you do the other half of Shallow with me because you're horrible?
Yes, I have done. I had a friend who was a terrible, terrible, terrible singer.
Yeah. Had a friend.Id you hear that?
Well, I haven't.
It
was back someplace where I used to live someplace else. Anyway, but we did a duet. This is so stupid. We did a duet like the Faith Hill and Tim McGraw song. And he came in and it was just like monotone and horrific. And I was, tearing it up. And but it was just funny. Like it was kind of like about the vibe, The vibe was good.
You ever do karaoke in your own house?
I do, and my neighbor bangs on the wall.
Oh, wow.
Oh, it's an attached condo
Well,
duplex.
I live in a townhouse,
Gotcha.
so we're not on the end.
Yeah.
But I thought about like bringing my speakers and hooking my equipment up outside and just serenading the neighborhood. I'm not sure how that would go.
I mean, you're good. My guess is maybe you're just not on the same schedule as the neighbor. Is probably what they're not mad because you're bad, because you're really good.
It was during the day.
Well, maybe it's the genre.
Yeah, he might be a remote worker. You never know. I agree. Like, think if it was really bad.
I know.
You'd be
at least
knocking
you're
on the
thankful
door,
that
not the
Adele's
wall.
next door. I mean,
Exactly.
Well, guys, we are way over time, but I'm glad that we are, because I have learned a lot and had a great time today. This has been a fun one.
Let me ask one last question.
Okay.
Yep.
Any thing that you've seen recently, maybe you read it in a book or saw it on social media, news story, something that's an odd, interesting fact that you could share with us today?
Yeah.
Well, so it's not like a fact, but my husband, he is a manager at a Mitsubishi dealership, and the owner lives in Dubai.
Wow.
And he'll come back to Winchester every once in a while. And he started a podcast and about running a successful business.
Okay.
And something really stuck with me. And he said, don't be a boss, be a leader. Don't be a supervisor, be a mentor. And so kind of, I think this role that I have has kind of like allowed me to kind of find out who I am as a supervisor. And so I think that's great because, I'm not standing over somebody, but there's, if somebody needs improvement or whatever what it is, like interpersonal skills and, whatever, it's having those conversations and making them a better worker instead of just saying, nope, you're not good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like people always have strengths, and so you build on those strengths, and help them see the best person that they can be.
Wow, what a great answer.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sounds like a great podcast.
What was it called?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was just my thoughts from like what he had said.
Yeah.
So
Sounds like
Well
Patrick's
done.
lucky to work there.
I mean, he's lucky to be married to me. But,
I would say the
you
same.
know,
Yeah.
I
absolutely.
whatever.
It really is, no joke. One of the beauties of being a director in an office is you get to care for clients. You get to give employees better lives and better jobs with better pay and more flexibility and treat them well. But it's, you do get to work on yourself and your own craft and improve. I think that's why I harp so frequently on how important it is to continue to self-develop and grow yourself and change, is just because you have such a little perfect laboratory. It's like one of those offices is the ideal place to come to work every day, have enough autonomy that you're going to speak to other employees, both peers, the subordinates under you, and up the chain, and just see as you change, what kind of results it actually produces out there on people and in the world. And you don't get that everywhere you work, but this place affords that, and that is so up my alley and cool. God, sometimes I would just want to come work in an office. Mm-hmm. I get a lot of that myself, obviously, but they're fun places to work.
Absolutely. Well, you're always free to come down to Martinsburg.
I've never been.
And you should totally do it. It's a sloth office.
Oh, man. I know. I need to.
I have a lot of sloths in the office.
Sloth office? What, you got to explain that. Otherwise, it just sounds like you sit around and don't do anything.
Sloth is my favorite animal. So I have multiple sloths, a sloth mouse pad, a sloth picture that Ben's kids drew for me.
Yeah.
I have a sloth is my spirit animal shirt. I have a sloth mobile, so it has a sloth sticker on the back.
Yep.
So, yeah.
I'll remember that. I'll try to get you a sloth Christmas present at the
what
conference
would be
if
really
you come
cool?
and perform.
A sloth Christmas present would be to go somewhere where there's a sloth sanctuary and I get to hold the sloth. I'm just saying, you told the last girl that you were sending her to Istanbul.
Where do
sloth
you
sanctuary.
Where do you find a sloth sanctuary?
I think there's a sloth sanctuary in Mississippi near my brother-in-law.
No lie, I have had a living sloth in my truck.
What?
I swear on my life. That is not a lie.
Why?
My friends owned a petting zoo and they sold it, and they asked if I would help them move animals. This was 6 months ago, and I had a living sloth in a box in my truck for temperature control.
Now, let me ask you, a sloth, clearly it's going to move at barely snail's pace speed, but let's just say you were asleep, taking a nap, and it could slowly get its hands around your neck.
Yeah.
Are they an aggressive animal?
I mean, they have really long claws.
Well, the 2-toe ones are more aggressive than the 3-toed ones. And there was a movie that came out called The Slaughterhouse. I haven't seen it, but...
Hold on, I'm going to ask ChatGPT something here real quick. Whoa.
Hello.
What's up? Where is the nearest sloth sanctuary to me right now? Okay, it says that it is... It's asked me where my current location is. Thought it would know that. I'm in Huntington, West Virginia. I should have said Martinsburg for your benefit, but it'll be close enough. It's searching. The Oglebay Good Zoo in Wheeling, West Virginia offers a sloth encounter.
The sloth encounter isn't the same because you don't get to hold them and hang out.
The encounter you do, I think.
Really?
Okay, don't worry, I'll rip ChatGPT one. Hey, I'm not talking about a sloth encounter. I'm talking about a full-fledged sloth sanctuary. Get serious now. I really talk to it like that, I got to let it know I mean business.
You need to be nice to AI because when they take over the world, you want them to be your friend and spare you.
Well, maybe I want to go Machiavellian and have it fear me. It's still talking. Oh wait, hold on a second. Sloth Sanctuary of Costa Rica.
Oh, Costa Rica sounds awesome.
Oh, for a U.S. experience, Barn Hill Preserve in Louisiana is home to multiple sloths and offers both encounters and educational tours. And not a sanctuary, though. Looks like you're going to Costa Rica.
Woohoo!
I mean, I can't mean all these things I say, right?
I don't know.
I mean, listen, I did ABA for years, and I tell parents, only say what you mean and mean what you say.
We'll talk about it.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay. All right. Thank you for being this is an all-time guest.
Yeah.
I mean, you really came at me there. I love it. You're a real authentic person. I'd love to hang out with you.
We should totally do it.
Yeah.
And go to karaoke
Yeah,
together.
maybe do some singing.
Hey, that's what we'll do. My wife and I karaoke all the time, do duets and stuff.
Yeah.
We can pick one out. So whenever you're at the annual meeting doing that.
Yep. You got to pick a song. Let me know.
This I will commit to. I will come up and I'll sing one.
Okay.
All right. And everybody in the company will just, why do I say that? Why do I do this? I'm not going to want to do this. I'm going to regret saying that.
Maybe we could have Sandanya put out a poll on what the song should be that you guys sing. It's the crowd pick.
That sounds good.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't want to do it. No, I don't agree to it.
I'm really good at harmony, so we could totally do it.
I don't. It's a maybe. All right. Cheers. Thank you very much. Enjoyed it. That was fun. Blame it all on my rules. That was me, not Garth Brooks.